things aren't just about like us personally anymore, you know? It's about like, you know, realizing that we're all, you know, we're all responsible and we all play a part in everything, you know? My name is Eric Eaton. The name of the show is The Land of Love and No Fear at the Pure Gold Gallery in the wonderful new European-inspired Piazza complex. The horses, you know, and there's actually a longhorn steer and an 8-foot-tall chicken at my house too. So those came from, I obtained them in kind of an illegal way, but I basically found them. This one was pretty beat up. The mule was in really good shape, but there was like I had to sand it down and I had to patch a bunch of spots in it. So most materials like fiberglass, wood, paper. I use a lot of paper, and like this paper clay, like paper pulp clay. I like to use a lot of wood. I don't know if that comes from growing up in the country or what, but I just see, especially in trees and roots, I have such an affinity for wood and like different textures where you can see like subtleties in whatever material it is, like wood grain. Like I'll just geek out on wood grain, you know? I think we've gotten so disconnected from the natural world. I think, you know, that's where we came from. So I always try to use like as much found stuff as I can. Yeah, and I've come to discover that's like a really broad term, you know, because I found, you know, the shells of these animals and then turned them into this. It's called my father's bed, and that was my father's bed until he was like 19, until he went into the military. They were super poor. Yeah, there's something about that bed. Like, my parents just showed up at my house one day with like this U-Haul, or no, my dad's pickup truck was like filled with like that and like all this other crap. I remember like when I was a kid, I used to have these repetitive nightmares for years, and one was about a wolf. The last time I ever had the dream about this wolf, he caught me and like tackled me and like actually like opened up the top of my head and like started eating my brains. And it's so funny because like looking back on my life, it's almost like, you know, it somehow like subconsciously knew that I was going to go through a bunch of hard, like really rough shit later on in life, and I needed to have this like tough, like wolf, you know, like wolf-like persona. That one like totally creeps people out. Everybody's like, what's that about? Yeah, yeah. The black gives like this feeling of like emptiness or aloneness. It's a real visceral color, you know. It's like, it's the void, you know. It's like the void that we're all in before we're born, you know. It's the first color that we identify other than white. You know, it's all figurative. I guess the bee is more like, it's like a symbol of hope for me. You know, and Albert Einstein talked about bees a lot too, and he was saying that, you know, if the bees die, you know, we're essentially fucked. You know, if the bees like ever came back again, how would that happen? You know, would it happen in almost like a totally surreal way, like, you know, like an egg breaking open and a bee coming back? And I think for humans and where we're at right now, and like ecologically, politically, economically, like everything, I think we need to start having a more highly evolved, almost hive mentality, you know? It's not just about like us, you know, individually anymore. It's about like everything collectively, you know?